our veterans. We've got to end the wasteful spending. We've got to balance the budget. And we've got to get the federal government out of our schools and allow the local entities and the states to figure out how to forge ahead to keep our kids safe. We cannot rest. We cannot rest. And none of you all are resting. Some of the other people who didn't show up today might be resting. You need to energize them. We cannot be complacent. We have to celebrate the victories that President Trump has had, but we have a lot of work ahead of us. I look forward to doing it with you to make America great again. Yes. Now I'm going to shift gears just a tiny bit because I've got a very serious subject I want to talk to you about. One of the issues that I feel very, very passionate about, and one of the issues that has affected our country in ways that we never should have had to deal with is people here illegally. I care deeply about the families who have lost loved ones at the hands of people who should have never been in this country in the first place. Some of the parents of kids
I would do? Execute them.
By illegal immigrants are
Get rid of the bifurcation. You're an illegal, you kill an American, you die.
Simple. I want to give them a couple of minutes to say a few words.
I've had enough. It's a foreign invasion, isn't it? A foreign national kills our country.
Who were killed by people who shouldn't have been in our country, who entered this country illegally, and then we're going to have a moment of silence.
Hey, Sheriff Joe.
So I thank you. Welcome to the stage, Marianne Mendoza, and Laura.
Get ready to rumble.
Come on up.
Oh, wow.
Good afternoon. My name is Marianne Mendoza. I am Sergeant Brandon Mendoza's mom. And I want to just say, first of all, I'm very proud to be standing here, and you can all see my face and you know who I am. I'm like the protesters who hide behind the mask and fight anonymously. I'm proud to fight for my country and my fellow American citizens. My son was on his way home from work on May 12, 2014, and a previously convicted illegal alien criminal had driven over 35 miles the wrong way on 4 different freeways in Phoenix and slammed head-on into him. And my son died 4 hours later in surgery. It was a huge loss for our family, and it was a bigger loss for our community because he was a modern-day beat cop in Mesa. He cleaned up the whole area, Guerrero, Rotary Park. He got rid of all the drug dealers, had all the trees and vegetation trimmed up so police had visuals as they drove by, got the kids back involved with the Boys and Girls Club and made sure these children knew that he cared about them. Many children have come up to me since my son was killed and told me that, he made a difference in their life and he changed my life. So the stories I've heard, in May it's going to be 4 years, and the stories I've heard the past 3.5+ years has just made me that much more proud of my son and has spurred me to fight and make sure that his memory's never forgotten. He is my hero. I never knew the things that my son was accomplishing in his short 32 years on this earth. But the one thing that spurred me into this fight is because I didn't realize how much illegal alien crimes committed in our country, and how lenient our courts are with illegal alien criminals. In the state of Arizona, they only have to serve 50% of their time, whereas an Arizona citizen has to serve at least 85% of their time.
What?
And this is what Grant's law was trying to accomplish, which Steve can get into a little more with you. But we have got to have our elected officials be held accountable to us. We elect them to do our wishes. They're not
Citizens
there to have their own
fewer rights than illegals in our own country. This is just shocking.
Become rich off of special interests who can influence them. So we're also, I'm one of the founding members of AVAC.
I'm on YouTube actually. Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Of illegal alien crime. And we have spoken many times. Most of us Angel Mom and Dads have spoken many times with Trump during his campaign, and we were invited to his inauguration and things. But we are going to be pressuring the Senate to bring Kate's law and no criminals out to the Senate floor. Congress passed it last fall. Our politicians think that they can make the illegal aliens happy in our country and bring up the DACA issue. they are putting a Band-Aid on a problem, and they need to start dealing with the 900,000 plus illegal alien felons that are roaming the streets of our country, and get rid of them, secure our border, increase interior enforcement, and no sanctuary cities. And AVAC has also teamed up with many, many sheriffs across the United States, because we are going to be pressuring our politicians
Give me a sec, folks.
to listen to the people and give the power back to our law enforcement, because they're losing it. And
Let
I just
law
want to thank
enforcement do
all of
their
you for
job.
being here today, for supporting our wonderful president, and supporting us Angel Mom and Dads. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marianne.
Hi, I'm Steve Ronabeck. My son was Grant Ronabeck. He was killed by an illegal alien criminal January 22nd, 2015 while he was at work. Grant was killed because he wasn't counting change fast enough for buying cigarettes. You know, it was senseless, it was tragic. But it happens every day. Marianne's son, Dominic Durden.
Yeah.
You know, their son.
I know Sabine.
Sorry. This is happening every day. But it isn't just the murders that are going on. It's the drugs that are coming across. I was in Casa Grande a couple weeks ago, and I heard about an officer that was involved in a stop on the highway, that they had busted the driver with several pounds of fentanyl. And somehow or another, this officer got fentanyl out of his vest. Didn't even realize that he had it. Another officer said, "Hey, you got some powder on your vest."
This is interesting.
The officer went and rushed
Got the sheriff
away.
here.
And within minutes, he'd overdosed on fentanyl. Okay, this is what they're mixing with heroin and bringing it across our borders, folks. Illegal immigrant crime costs us over $130 billion a year. $130 billion a year. That isn't even including the cost to us when we lose our loved ones.
That's right.
It's not including the cost of the drugs that are out there. It's not including the victims that are out there being victimized by these child predators.
Yep.
North Carolina, fiscal year 2013 to 2014, over 1,486 charges of child molestation committed by 900 illegal immigrants. This has got to stop, people, and the only way to stop it is to build the wall.
Build the wall! I have a wall, I have a door, I lock it.
Right. We can deport as many as we want, but what's going to happen until we have border security and we have a border wall? They're going to come back.
Yep, that's the point.
So what do we need to do?
Build the wall.
We need to build the wall.
Build that wall! Build that wall! Build that wall! Build that wall! Build that wall!
Build that wall! Build that wall!
Build that wall!
You know, folks, that's exactly what needs to be done. We need people like Kelly Ward.
Yes.
We need people that are going to stand up to the Democrats and they're going to say it's time for this to stop. We need to get our country back. We need to take our country back. We need to make America great again. And we need to support our president because he is keeping his promises.
Yes, he is.
Well, next time you hear somebody say, "Hey, we don't need that wall. It's going to cost too much money."
Oh, brother. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Think about Marianne's son. Think about their grandson. Think about the 63,000 American citizens.
It's sad. It's pathetic. That's all they've got.
9/11.
That's all you got?
63,000.
down here.
George Soros ran out of dough.
It's got to stop, and it's growing every single day. Thank you so much.
Get them out. Get them out.
Afuera. Oh, I'm so glad they're speaking. This is great.
Hi. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
You bet.
Hey, my name is Fernando Patriot, and this is my wife Laura. We're the grandparents of Fernando Jose Patriot. Okay? on May 19th, 11 o'clock Arizona time in the night, we got word that our 18-year-old grandson had been murdered. Okay? He was 1 week out of graduating from high school. He had already enlisted into the United States Air Force. He was going in on a 6-year hitch as an E3. He was going to be a special police MP for you guys that were in the military. His plan was, while I'm serving our country, he used to call me Tata, he goes, I want to go to night school. I'm going to get myself a degree because the military is going to pay for the degree. Right. I won't have to pay a dime while I'm in the military. I'm going to pick up a degree in, I don't even remember now, criminal justice, thank you. And when I get out, I want to be an FBI agent.
Yes.
And I told him, you know what? You got a really good chance. Think about it. You're going to cut, you're squeaky clean. You're going to come out with a secret clearance. You're a minority. And on top of that, you're educated. They'll jump on it. Well, all that went up in smoke, okay, on May 19th at 11 o'clock Arizona time, when his father, my son, Fernando right there, told us that his son had been murdered. Pick up your hand, mijo. Okay? His son was murdered. So then, his only son. Oh. So then, I have some contacts. I was in the military, retired from that.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. With Border Patrol. I got a name and I gave it to them. That's how I found out that the shooter was an illegal alien.
Yeah.
He's from South America. Okay? He could be DACA because I even got the stuff on him when he was underage, when he was an 18-year-old. This guy, this monster, has got like 15 felonies in California. Felonies. And then on top of that, he's got like 20 misdemeanors. Oh. The last felony this guy did was assault with a weapon. No, firearm, excuse me, firearm. And then he served 2 days in LA County lockup. 2 days, 48 hours. He was given probation. 17 days to the day he murdered my grandson. Their trial starts today, March 26th in California. I spoke to Martha McSally's office in Tucson if they could help us, if there's anything the federal government could do about the injustice that was done to my family and to myself. She told me she could not help.
Boo!
She turned her back on me. And I voted for her. And I'm in her district. And this is how she repaid me.
Wow.
Okay? On top of that, I spoke to the prosecuting attorney in LA. And I told him, why are you guys not going after the death sentence on this monster? Well, California has a special law. And they got all these little things have to happen before the death sentence can be got after. And it turns out to be this monster does qualify for death sentence. But because they have so many gang members in prison, they don't kill them. They put them in prison for life. So he goes, I'm pretty sure we're going to convict them, and they'll be looking about close to 500 years in prison. They're going to be another Charles Manson. Every couple of years, they're going to come up for parole. My grandson's still dead. Every year, he's going to be taken care of. If he's cold, the air conditioner will be turned on. If he's hot, he'll be fed. He'll be clothed. He gets sick, he'll be taken care of. He'll have an opportunity to get educated. If he wants to, he can get a doctorate degree while in prison. And we, the taxpayers, are paying for this monster. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are gonna be, I'm so proud to know these people, but I'm so sad that we have to know them because of the horrific things they've had to go through, the loss that they've had to experience at the hands of people who shouldn't have been in our country in the first place. They're gonna read through the names, and there are a lot of names of people who have been victims of illegal immigrant crime. And after we're finished, we are going to take a moment of silence, and we are going to be respectful for the people that we've lost. How many of these stories do we have to hear before we finally secure the border and stop the madness? I hope these are the last stories that we ever have to hear, that these are the last names that we ever have to hear. And to do that, we're going to have to change Washington, D.C. significantly. So here are the names.
Casey Ryan Bohr, Cherie Cameron Osman Hodzik, Matt Landry, Montez Bailey, Sister Denise Mosier, Zachary Yates, Kendrick Owens, Jeremy Say, Angel Say, Jurgen Dietmar Cheston, Darness Brown, Beverly Duffield, Sandra Zarafontes, Daniel McKenzie, Maureen McKenzie, Robert Rosa Jr., U.S. Border Patrol Agent, Rex Dahl, Police Officer Henry Canales, Donald Mayle, Kayla Donahue, Lori Donahue, Alice Lolly Myers, Brianna Chaneller, Leanna Jimerson, Tad Joseph Mattel, Josie Bloom, Jeffrey Stone, Police Officer, Amy Voorhees, Raymond Sam Lamarca, Denise Hitchens, Kara Peters, Luke Ziebart, Amanda Thomas, Carl Patrick Epley, Brianna Slaughter Eck, Naishka Cooper, Kelly Tracy, Sharon Nicole Lee, Martin Cudless, and Edwin Jackson.
Christopher William Eggle, Terry Wendover, Kenneth Scott Marr, Jamaica Williams.
This is a list
Michael
of loved
Furwell,
ones killed by illegal aliens.
Haley Ingoldsby, Cabern Ingoldsby, Officer Kevin Will, LaDonna Jeannie Brady, Robin Shellhammer, Barbara Shellhammer, Whitney Mink, Brandy Lee Thorne, Sergeant Corey Blake Ride, Danielle Nikki Shermock, Joshua Wilkerson, Eric Nathaniel Cricket Zepeda, Jamil Jazz Shaw,
Jamil,
Brandy Lee Thorne, Jesse Benavidez, Emily Cortez, Svetlana Dronko, Spencer Golvach, Margaret Peggy Kostelnik, Bob Berry, Michael Grubbs, Jamie and Shane Oxendine, Parker Moore, Brittany Williams, Deputy Michael Davis, Deputy Sheriff Daniel Oliver, Delilah McDaniel, Diane Jones, Ajane Jones, Wanda Faye Beach, Leon Turpin.
Officer Jose Andy Chavez, Lauren Bump, Lenny James Shea, Abigail Robinson, Anna Dieter Etcher, Heather M. Kolb, Madison J. Perry Kolb, Luis Sullivan, Chad Nielsen, Serenity Reedy. She was 9 months.
Oh my God.
Dwayne Polk, Blake Coburn, he was 5 years old.
Oh.
Jasmine Yvonne Owens, Dimitri Smith, he was an infant. Vanessa Palm, Taryn Horn, Chief Petty Officer, United States Coast Guard. Kenneth Douglas Carroll, Brandon Smith Sullivan, Casey Grime, Sister Jacqueline Walsh, Sarah Escardo, Ryan Jeffrey Schultz, Gene McCartney, Alexander Russell Atkin, Jerry Lowry, Kayleen Baham, Modea Lynn Dawson, John Zupan, Christopher Rowe, Matthew J. Dennis, Corey A. Damsick, Diane K. Bronson, Anna A. Bronson, Jonathan Campbell, Williams Dennis McCain, retired Lieutenant Colonel Paul J. Krause, Jacob Tuckler, Elisa Holtzkala, Chance Zobo, Brittany Blakely, my grandson Fernando Jose Basurto.
God bless the families. 63,000 American citizens.
So there's no way that all of us are ever going to remember every single one of those names, and we've heard so many of these stories again and again and again. But I'm so glad that we got to hear the names today. I hope the people over here are going to be respectful of our moment of silence, because we should come together as Americans, whether you're left or right, whether you support the president or you don't, whether you're of color or not. We need to support these people who have lost their families. We need to support the efforts to enforce our laws, and we need to remember. We need to remember. And it might seem like this is a long moment of silence, but just think how many of these people would love to just have this 1 minute back with their family members that they lost. So please join me as we observe a moment of silence. Thank you. That's 1 minute. 1 minute they'll never get back, but 1 minute we're never going to forget, and we will stop illegal immigrant crime in this country. Thank you all so much for coming, and look forward to hearing more of these great speakers that are out here today, celebrating our president, celebrating our country, celebrating our patriotism, and our love for the USA.